A lot of discussion online today about a major update in the federal probe against Anthony Weiner from 2016. Anthony Weiner is currently in prison for the case, the federal probe involving his sexting with a minor. Now, today there's been a pretty major update saying that the search warrant for Weiner's electronic devices that's just been unsealed today. They say that it reveals that Weiner had transferred several devices to a private investigation firm several days before the search warrant that ordered the FBI to search 3 of Weiner's devices. Read this article from the New York Post, expands on this most recent update. So it says the search warrant for Weiner's electronic devices has been unsealed. And again, this is being discussed a lot of places across the internet. There's some more speculative discussion going on, but this is a major mainstream source, and they're directly quoting the court document or the unsealed documents from today. So they give a broad overview of what's happening here, saying disgraced Congressman Anthony Weiner handed his electronic devices over to this private investigations firm. It's based in Manhattan, as the federal probe into his sexting with a minor was heating up in 2016, according to these unsealed federal court documents today. 2016 search warrant for Weiner's devices was unsealed. It's just been unsealed in Manhattan federal court Thursday, today, along with an attachment which describes the parameters of the search into Weiner's communications with minors. The warrant was signed on September 26th, 2016. It ordered FBI agents to search 3 of Weiner's devices, which included an iPhone, an iPad, and a laptop computer, all of which, this is the most significant, I think, part of this update, all of these devices had been transferred by Weiner to Granite Intelligence, is the name of this organization. This is a group, private intelligence firm based in Midtown Manhattan. Weiner transferred these devices to this group 3 days earlier, before the signing of the warrant back in September 26th, 2016. They give a quote, the main quote, headline from the Granite Security's website. Their motto is committed to resolving our clients' problems with intelligence, integrity, and discretion. According to its website, I've pulled up their website. We can take a look at what else they have listed there. I imagine that some of the connections between Granite Intelligence and Weiner and others possibly involved here may be in the process of being cleaned up. So might be a good time to archive their website right now and see what other connections we can find before they start trying to bury that potential information. I expect that might happen. They point in the same article, so I've linked the New York Post article in the description, but they also say one of the partners, I believe one of the founders also of Granite, David McDonough, has not immediately returned a request for comment, they say. They also say that Weiner's lawyer did not immediately return a request for comment. Now, they do remind us that the former rising star in the Democratic Party is currently serving a 21-month sentence in this federal medical center in Massachusetts, where he pleaded guilty to sexting with a 15-year-old girl, a crime he called his rock bottom. I've talked a little bit about the case with Anthony Weiner. Back when he was sentenced, there was some outrage over how light this sentence seemed to be. Early reports from months before his actual sentencing, they were suggesting the charges that were being discussed, that federal prosecutors were threatening Anthony Weiner with, could carry up to a 15-year sentence. And again, he was given only 21 months. It's a much lighter sentence than what was being threatened earlier. Some people think that Anthony Weiner might have made some sort of behind-the-scenes backdoor deal with the feds, and that might have been why he got this light sentence, potentially. And of course, one of the major things people are looking at in reference to these electronic devices are also the rumored life insurance files that Anthony Weiner was having, that Anthony Weiner had. had contained on these devices. We know that he had some classified information that was given to him from Huma Abedin. There are also other rumors that were going around about potential video and other evidence against Hillary Clinton and Huma Abedin. Potentially, this is again something that that was labeled life insurance, according to some sources on Anthony Weiner's laptop. People have been looking, trying to search for exactly what was contained in this alleged life insurance folder. They're hoping for more answers in this unsealed. Now that these documents have been unsealed, although this is significant now that we have this other private investigation, private intelligence firm involved. Looking at the actual document that they've posted, again, the New York Post article, they have the 4-page document here where they list the specific devices to be searched. It's one of the attachments. They say the devices to be searched are described as follows. Device 1 is an iPhone that was transferred from the target subject to Granite Intelligence on September 23rd, 2016. That is currently housed at the security firm's office. Subject device 2 is an iPad that was transferred from the target subject to the security firm on September 23rd, 2016. Again, that is currently housed at the security firm's office. Subject device 3, a laptop computer believed to be a Dell that was transferred from the target subject to the security firm, again on September 23rd, 2016. It's currently housed at the security firm's office. So that was, those were the devices, and they specifically point out here that they were housed at the time at the security firm. So people immediately looking at this, they're pointing out that this could potentially contradict some of the theories, the current theories that are ongoing here in relation to this Weiner case. Now, we are waiting for more information to come out exactly, but one summary someone posted just looking at this a similar report, what we just learned today. They looked at it and they said they think it's significant because the NYPD, it seems, according to this information, the NYPD did not have the laptop before the FBI seized it under federal warrant. That's what it sounds like, according to these unsealed documents. The FBI, before the FBI seized the laptop under federal warrant, the NYPD did not have it. So that contradicts information potentially about the NYPD viewing the contents beforehand, it being in their possession. There was quotes from some sources about the NYPD chief saying that what he saw on the laptop turned his stomach. And this mirrors comments from Eric Prince, who people, I mean, he is an insider, Eric Prince. He's tied to Blackwater. I would take, Eric Prince is an insider that has potential knowledge of what could be contained on Anthony Weiner's computer. A lot of people don't necessarily trust everything that they hear from Eric Prince, rightfully because of his connections to Blackwater and some of these other shady organizations. But these comments about the NYPD and what they allegedly saw on the laptop at the time was similar to comments from the same time period from Eric Prince talking about these disturbing videos, this other information, whatever data was allegedly contained on Anthony Weiner's computer. Hearing that from Eric Prince and other sources allegedly secondhand saying that the NYPD had seen similar things. Sounds now like the NYPD did not have the laptop at the time. Anthony Weiner and Granite Intelligence were in possession of it. This user, they say that my guess is that Weiner or his lawyer knew this was coming before the FBI warrant somehow. And since they knew it was coming, they either negotiated prior to the warrant or they gave the devices to Granite Intelligence to ensure they wouldn't be accused of evidence tampering. The warrant tells the FBI to get the devices directly from Granite, they point out. So it's tough to know exactly what to make of that, but that was an interesting thread. I'm not sure if I have that linked. I can add that to the description as well. This is just one thread from a vote forum. There were some interesting comments there that I wanted to just take a look at. Finally, we can spend some time, if you'd like, looking at the Granite Intelligence webpage. I haven't thoroughly looked through this, and there is quite a lot of information, but if you'd like to stick around and read a little bit more about Granite Intelligence, this is the firm that Anthony Weiner gave his electronic devices to. Again, I'm expecting that they might change some of the information on their website, or some of this info might go missing. So if you'd like to archive it, now might be a good time. Let's look at their About Us page, though. So this is Granite Intelligence. They say Granite Intelligence provides its clients with sophisticated business intelligence, investigative integrity monitoring and compliance, litigation support, and private client services. With considerable experience in white-collar and financial crimes, complex investigations, law enforcement, integrity monitoring, finance, accounting, and law, the firm is committed to solving its clients' problems with discretion and integrity. Our professional staff includes former senior-level prosecutors and government attorneys, federal and local law enforcement agents, forensic accountants and engineers, investigators, and intelligence experts. Granite Intelligence's clients benefit from the global network, experience, and industry expertise of Granite Intelligence's management. Our practice is to have senior management directly involved in each client matter, rather than delegating critical tasks to junior team members, which mean our clients benefit from our individual and collective experience and expertise. We are dedicated to building long-term relationships and client trust by providing superior results, demonstrable value, and independent objective analysis. They say the intricacies of today's global business community require the deployment of resources around the world. With over 25 years of experience, Granite Intelligence has acquired a deep network of senior professionals and contacts throughout the world that allow us to conduct complex investigations across continents in virtually any region, including South America, Eastern and Western Europe, Asia, Africa, the former Soviet Union, and the Middle East. Some of the services that they list. They say our services, Granite Intelligence's services, are designed to help our clients assess strategic opportunities and mitigate risks through timely intelligence and analysis. We are passionate in our belief that every client matter is distinctly unique and best served through direct principal involvement, incorporating our multidisciplinary team approach. Our clients benefit from the individual and collective expertise of Granite's team of former senior-level prosecutors, government officials, regulators, law enforcement professionals, forensic accountants, financial investigators, computer forensic experts, and investigative journalists. We are committed to understanding and serving our clients' needs and objectives, to building long-term relationships. We achieve this by providing superior work product with an efficient economic framework. Our experience and size are assets that allow us to take on large projects while maintaining the intimacy experienced on smaller engagements. They give a few specific types of services. They expand on, again, some of the different services that they offer. One of them, business intelligence, also includes investigations, integrity monitoring and compliance, litigation support and intelligence. The key to successful litigation and dispute resolution is having the necessary information to make the right decisions, oftentimes under tight schedules. Whether in court or at the negotiation table, we help litigators prevail by providing evidence and intelligence that supports our clients' legal strategies and objectives. Our clients recognize that our team of former senior-level prosecutors, government officials, regulators, law enforcement professionals, etc., add value to their litigation matters, whether they are discrete assignments, whether they're discrete assignments in anticipation of litigation, or complex long-term litigation engagements. Granite Intelligence has the ability to provide the scale and leverage sought by smaller and mid-tier law firms, as well as the resources and expertise to support the largest multinational law firms and businesses. They list some specific litigation support services that they offer, which includes witness interviews, asset search and recovery, fraud investigations, background investigations, and computer forensics. Let's look a little bit more detail at computer forensics. They say investigations Litigation and regulatory enforcement actions routinely require the identification, preservation, and production of electronic data and communications. Our computer forensic professionals can discreetly access and image computers, networks, and other storage media, which are then analyzed in our state of the art secure forensics lab. We can determine whether computer data was altered, deleted, or damaged, and can locate hidden or hard to find data on computer hard drives and other technology. Some of the main managers that run the firm, so the three heads of the firm are David McDonough, Jeffrey Mueller, and Julie Block. I think when you're searching for this on most search engines, the first page that comes up actually is the bio for Jeffrey Mueller. Maybe we can just briefly take a look at that. Jeffrey Mueller, they say, has 22 years investigative experience in a variety of investigative intelligence services, including corporate fraud, internal investigations, due diligence, contests for corporate control, crisis management, and asset searches. Jeff is an experienced litigator, former prosecutor, and recognized expert in fraud and corruption investigations. He oversees the firm's international practice and legal clients, bringing to bear his experience and judgment in having conducted investigations in over 80 countries. Jeff and Granite Intelligence have been retained by government agencies, institutional investors, and law firms to investigate some of the largest corporate frauds perpetrated within the past decade, which have involved accounting and securities fraud, as well as hedge fund Ponzi schemes. He's frequently retained to assist outside counsel representing public and privately held companies in connection with SEC, the Department of Justice, various state attorneys general and other governmental investigations, complex internal investigations, and many other situations involving difficult governance or potential executive misconduct issues. Jeff began his professional career as a New York City prosecutor, where he investigated and prosecuted crimes involving fraud, corruption, narcotics, violence, murder, and others. Following this, he was chief operating officer of an internal investigative firm, which was later acquired by an industry competitor. Jeff has remained with the company, heading the operations of their headquarters in Manhattan before founding Granite Intelligence. Jeff frequently speaks and writes on topics including corporate fraud, complex litigation investigations, internal due diligence, and others. In addition, Jeff has served as an adjunct professor at the John Jay College of Criminal Justice, teaching courtroom communication, a curriculum involving the use of strategic planning and persuasive presentation in the law. Jeff is a graduate of Denison University, received his Juris Doctorate from the Case Western Reserve University School of Law. Look at R. David McDonough's bio as well. He's the second founder and principal of Granite Intelligence. He has a unique background, they say, in investment banking and corporate intelligence, with 27 years experience analyzing companies as a leveraged finance banker at Chase Securities. Business investigator at Kroll and principal at Granite Intelligence. He has spent 9 years in the leveraged finance market at Chase as a fixed income specialist in the emerging markets and high yield capital markets. Mr. McDonough was one of the original members of the Kroll team in New York and has managed hundreds of investigations worldwide. He earned an AB in history from Dartmouth College and an MBA in finance from the Columbia University Graduate School of Business. Finally, the final bio, may as well read off the bio for Julie Block, who is the managing director at Granite Intelligence. She has 22 years experience, they say, in investigations, criminal prosecutions, and oversight of public agencies. Ms. Block is an attorney, former associate commissioner of the New York City Department of Investigation, and a former New York City prosecutor. Prior to joining Granite Intelligence, Ms. Block held the position of associate commissioner at the New York City Department of Investigation, where she served as the Inspector General of multiple city agencies, including the New York City Department of Juvenile Justice, the New York City Taxi and Limousine Commission, and the New York City Department of Housing Preservation and Development. In addition, she had oversight authority over the Inspector General for the New York City Housing Authority, the New York City Department of Finance, the New York City Economic Development Corporation, and Lobby Law Unit. As Associate Commissioner, Ms. Block oversaw and monitored the practices and policies of these agencies and investigated allegations of fraud, corruption, and criminal conduct within the agencies and outside entities doing business with these agencies. Before joining the New York City Department of Investigation, Ms. Block was appointed by Mayor Rudolph Giuliani to serve as the executive director of the Mayor's Commission to combat police corruption and was responsible for monitoring the anti-corruption programs, practices, and policies of the New York City Police Department, also monitoring additional practices and policies of the New York City Police Department. They say during her tenure, she participated in the investigation of hundreds of allegations of corruption and criminal misconduct against New York City Police Department personnel. Ms. Block began her career as Assistant District Attorney in Brooklyn, New York, where she investigated and prosecuted numerous complex cases involving narcotics, sex crimes, and homicides. Ms. Block is a graduate of the George Washington University and received her Juris Doctorate from the Benjamin N. Cardozo School of Law. Not sure if there's any significance to her appointment, Julie Block's appointment. Then after joining the New York City Department of Investigation, they say when she was appointed by the mayor to serve as the executive director of the Mayor's Commission to combat police corruption. She was the executive director on the commission to combat police corruption, responsible for monitoring the anti-corruption programs, practices, and policies. So that's what is currently on their website. Obviously, those are the three main leaders of this organization. It might be worth looking into further connections between any of these three individuals and any other Anthony Weiner associates. We'll see how this case continues to develop. Seems like these unsealed documents are fairly significant. What exactly does it mean in terms of what we heard potentially from Eric Prince and these alleged quotes from the NYPD earlier? Does that take away anything from that other information that we've heard earlier? Let me know what you think about all this in the comments. Again, people are talking about this a lot right now, so I'm sure we will get more info and some new theories in the coming days. I will follow up. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. A reminder, again, I'm over on patreon.com/realityreader. Thank you, everybody that has donated there, even $1 or $2. Gives me some extra time and resources to put back on the channel, keep reporting on these issues. Patreon.com/realityreader. Also on PayPal, paypal.me/realityreader. I have a link in the description for both of those sites where you can donate, as well as the links for both of the articles that I discussed and the original website for Granite Intelligence. Again, you might want to archive that website before some of that information goes missing, potentially. I will follow up soon. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Thanks again.